Announcement.
So the agenda is
Attention!
Listen up. Listen up. Hey, listen up.
Donald speaking.
So the agenda is we're going to pay tribute to our brother Chuck, who we love belovedly.
What? We don't want to know about that.
But anyway,
we wondered about him in the tights.
So hopefully you can share some stories with Chuck, which we all have, and let me just start one off. So it was a Sunday afternoon after one of the beer parties, and none of us were really feeling that great, but we were in the living room, and Chuck had a way with women. So he had arranged to bring down Janet Brubaker, that some of us know.
I remember Janet.
Janet Brubaker from Cedar Crest College.
Yeah.
And Chuck was always looking out for the rest of us, so he brought 3 other Cedar Crest women with him, which I thought was nice, because some of us could have used these.
What about Chuck's?
So
he ignored that too.
here we are, Sunday afternoon at like 4 o'clock, and Chuck's up in the upper parking lot by Spee, and we're in the living room again, not up to par, but I believe it was Bowen, me, Walt. I'm not sure who the 4th was, but you know how the house has those little windows in the living room that look out on the parking lot? Well, as Chuck came down, all of us stood on the furniture and moved. we didn't get any dates out of it. Why? But boy, did we ever get laughs out of it. So that's one of my Chuck stories. Anybody? Come on. Who's got the next one?
I got one.
Go ahead.
So back in the day, Chuck was, floundering. He didn't know what he was going to do in life. So we thought we could help him along with that. So we used to have match fights. And this is back in the day where we smoked cigarettes and other things. And
Back in
so
the
we
day.
That's different from today. So we would take a match off and, for fun, do that. So we would flare it at each other. And one day, Chuck got one right here, and he goes like this. And he got this really big blister, and he goes, I guess I'm going to be a dermatologist.
Wow.
So that's how that all started.
Wow. His career.
Boys, come on. Dale's gone.
I'll tell one that I got from Tom Crockett. On the way down here.
We have that much fun.
Who really wishes he could be here, but he can't. He's in pretty bad shape right now.
Speak up.
But we were playing cards one day, and I don't remember this, but Tom says I was there. So we were playing cards, and we were playing guts, and Chuck says, Tom, it's your turn to deal. He said, well, I'm not going to deal until I can ask you some questions. Typical Tom. So he says, okay, fine. He goes, well, Chuck, when are you going to apply to medical school? He goes, well, I'm applying tomorrow. And he said, where are you applying? He says, well, Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, I think is what it was. And he goes, well, are you going to get in? He says, yeah, I'm going to get in tomorrow. He goes, well, how do you know that? He said, well, you remember when you guys laughed at me because I was caddying during the summer for whatever? He says, yeah. He says, well, the guy I was caddying for was the president of the He said, so tomorrow I'm going to be in the Colorado. And on Friday I'm going to be admitted to the military program where they pay for your education. And then and everybody was like, Chuck. I mean, Chuck had like a 2.5. And he was
What's wrong with that?
That's pretty good. I mean, I wish I had a 2.5, but he was pretty bad. So.
Do you know how that
that came about in PCOM, Chuck got admitted like the week before classes started.
Oh, really?
He lived in a motel for the first week of classes because he was like the very last person to get it.
That's amazing.
I got one.
All right, there we
So I'm a
go.
freshman, second week my freshman year. I'm a young naive kid. Sunday night, all of a sudden, like all hell breaks loose. The biggest guys I've ever seen come in, rush into Diakon's room, take him, drag him out. He's yelling, "Call the cops! They're gonna kill me." I only say anyone calls the cops, they're gonna die. So they drag him down to the Rose Garden, stripped him, put him up on the statue, and dumped all kind of shit all over him. I came back and I said, I will never join an animal fraternity. And that's how it came if I talk.
That's a good one. But you have to tell him what he did.
And he whoopee, what's that, shaving cream under each door and stamped on it. And,
Anybody?
So,
Go ahead, Ned. Ned, roommate.
yeah, I was a roommate, Chuck, my senior year, his sophomore year. So I remember him turning, what he liked was Tommy, The Who's Tommy, Moody Blues, Days of Future Past.
Oh, yeah.
Can somebody tell me what that means? Days of
You're living it right
I think John knows.
now. It's a double entendre.
So I went to law school. Chuck goes to medical school, and I graduate from law school, and now, of course, I'm